Good morning, students. Well, today I'm going to discuss you on some of the examples on while how can you design a problem on artificial intelligence. So, as I said you that previously in the last session I discussed you that how can you select a state space, how can the problem can be formulated. I explained you as well as I explained you on the types of problems which are associated while formulating a problem. Formulating a problem means here how can you design a problem in AI. So with an example that I have taken, that is of traveling Romania, I have taken an example here. This is how something where you are using a network based path, that means it is reaching from one location to another location. And I explained you that how can you formulate the goals, the problems. With this example I explained you about that, and you got a clarity on state space, okay, and what are the basic 5 components while you are defining any problem on artificial intelligence. So anyhow, in previously I have discussed on how to design a problem, okay. I haven't discussed the solution yet, just I discussed you that how can you design a problem. While designing a problem also what criteria has to be followed, I've already discussed that in the previous session. So with that I have said you that about the 5 components which are there, right? So today I am going to explain you, or else I'll give you some of the examples. The first example which I am starting today in this session is 8 puzzle problem. See, if you see 8 puzzle problem, 8 puzzle here is n puzzle also. Okay, 8 puzzle problem is also called as n puzzle problem, and this is also another name of n puzzle, that is sliding puzzle. So in examination, if they ask you instead of 8 puzzle, they may ask you the question on sliding puzzle. At the time also you can give 8 puzzle, or else if they ask you n puzzle, then also you can give 8 puzzle example, okay. So there are various names you can give. Why I am calling n puzzle, why there is not a static word like you are taking 8, because n puzzle problem you can solve either using 8, 15 or 24. So now we'll see what this n puzzle problem will be there. So n puzzle problem means n means represent number of tiles which are there is n tiles. For example, if I'm using 8 puzzle means it is using 8 tiles, and 8 plus 1 titles will be there. That means one empty tile will be there along with the n tiles. For example, if there are 8 puzzle problem means 8 tiles will be there and one empty tile will be there. That means total number of tiles will be 8 plus 1, that is 9 tiles will be there. So here, if where n can be 8, n can be 15, n can be 24, okay, and so on. Let us now see the example on 8 puzzle. So for example, in our example we have taken the n value as 8 because it is 8 puzzle problem. So that means n plus 1 tiles, that means 8 plus 1, as I said you, so 9 tiles. So square root of 9 means you are getting 3. So the 3 is what your rows and 3 is your columns. That means it is 3 by 3 matrix representation, okay. In the same way, if you see n as 15, for example, if you consider n as 15, so 15 plus 1, that means 16 tiles will be there, and square root of 16 is what your 4. So that means 4 rows and 4 columns. That means 4 by 4 matrix will be taken for when if the n is 15. Okay. Similarly, if I take n as 24, the n as 24 means if you see this part, so if you see n is equal to 24, that means 25 tiles will be there. So square root of 25 is 5. That means 5 by 5 matrix. So 5 rows and 5 columns. So basically that means this is how the way by which you can design the number of rows and the number of columns that can be taken for the given puzzle problem. So it depends on the problem which has to be asked. If it is 8 puzzle, you can take 3 by 3. If it is 15 puzzle, you can take 4 by 4. Or if it is 24, you can take 5 by 5 matrix. So this type of problems, generally we need to decide that what can be a initial state, because anyhow for any problem we need to decide is state space. As I said you, state space means it's a collection of initial state or initial configuration you can term that as start state, and you need to know what is your goal state. Okay, also you need to know what type of actions you can perform on that one. So all of this information, if you club all of this information, then it forms as a state space here. So now according to the given example, as I said you that it is 8 puzzle problem. So if it is 8 puzzle problem, that means you are considering now 3 by 3 matrix. So this is just a slide where I am just showing you that how 3 by 3 matrix, that means 8 tiles and one is your empty. So if you see this case, this is your empty tile. Okay, and in this case this is your empty. Right? So now this is my start state. So the start states I have a value because it is 3 by 3 matrix and the goal state is this one. Okay, so I have to convert this start state into goal states by performing some of the actions on that and by taking some of the intermediate states in order to reach my goal state. So state space, the first thing is what are the states? States means here integer location. So how many integers are there here? 8 tiles. As I said you, there are 8 tiles which have 8 values and one is an empty one. Now this is what the states. Actions is, now what actions you can perform, because it is sliding puzzle I said you. The other name is also sliding puzzle. Sliding puzzle means you can slide an empty tile with a numeric tile. So whenever you perform an action, you can move this empty tile either in upward direction, either in downward direction, either in towards left in direction, either towards in right in direction. So in that way some of the actions you can perform here. So the goal test is, goal test means whether if you are reaching to this goal state or not. Here there is a goal state here. So you need to check whether you have reached to the goal state or not. And the path cost is something, if you assume as, if you move one tile with an empty tile, that means you can consider one as your path cost. So you need to define that how many number of states are being required in order to move the, in order to achieve the goal state. So that many number of states will give you the path of the given problem. So as I said you that there are 9 positions are there, and the number of maximum number of states you can have in 8 puzzle problem is 9 factorial by 2. That means 18,181,440 states, maximum number of states you may have. Number of possible outcomes, that means you can have that many number of states and you have to select appropriate. That means in all of the conditions. Okay, in all of the conditions, because there are 9 possibilities are there, that means the 9 places are there, and that's why 9 factorial by 2 will give you the number of possible states, maximum number of possible states that can have in each puzzle is this much. So this is just a problem. Okay, so anyhow I am not showing you that how we are converting into start state into goal state right now, because that is your solution, because this is how just something that how can you design a problem, how can you formulate a problem. So here in this example I have explained you that how just we have defined the problem. Okay, so in this way we are defining the problem. Anyhow, we'll be seeing after this completion of this part, we'll see how can you solve a problem. So now if you see vacuum cleaner world, okay, so if you refer the concept of vacuum cleaner world, that how the vacuum cleaner world will be there, that means I have explained you while explaining the agents concept, that in agents I have taken two locations and they have some of the actions. So what are the states here is, that means states can be like the dirt will be there and the robot location will be there. Either for example robot will be there in one location, either it can there will be a dirt without robot. So such kind of states will be there. What actions you can perform is, you can move the robot in left in direction, you can move the robot in right in direction, you can perform suck operation in order to clean that particular location, or else you can perform, or else you cannot, or else there is no operation, that means you can have no operation also. For example, if you see in this state, if you see in this state, if you see in this states, the already it is cleaned, so there is no operation, like you can like if you move towards left, means it will be going towards that location only, or else if you want to clean but there is no dirt is available, that means you can have no operation also. So the goal test is whether you are cleaning the surface or not, you are cleaning the location or not. That means if it is dirty, that means the goal test you haven't achieved yet. And the path cost is 1 per operation. That means, for example, if you are performing any operations, that means you are considering the value as 1, and if there are no operations, that means if you perform left, right, circ, the cost will be 1 per operation, but if you are performing no operations, simply the path cost will be 0. So we need to see now how it is performing. So well, see carefully the diagram here. So if you see the first state, in this state, this is what your first state. In this first state, what happens here is, now in the two location initially the dirt is there and the robot, that means the vacuum cleaner is there here. Now what you can perform is, if you are performing left operation, simply it will come towards that location only. And if for example, if you are going towards right, from here if you are going towards right, if you go towards right, that means this robot will go to enter into the next state. What is the next state? The next state is something where the robot is in the another location, because you perform an operation on right operation, you perform. Right operation means it is this robot will go towards this location. So here the robot has entered to this location. And if you perform again right in direction, because now there is no further location is available, that means it acts as a self loop. Self loop means it will be in that one only, okay. So it won't move any other location, or else it won't perform any other operation, it will be in the next second state, okay. So in this state, this is what your second state. For example, if you want the vacuum cleaner again to visit to this location, to the first previous location, that means if you move the vacuum cleaner towards in left in direction, that if the action is towards left, again it enters into the first state, okay, again it enters into the first state. Now for example, if the dirt is there, if you want to clean the dirt in the first location, then if you perform S what means suck operation. So if suck operation is performed now it enters into this state, that is your third state. So if you go in, if you see in the third state, what happens in the third state is, the dirt which was available in the location 1 has been cleared. Now there is no dirt in the location 1, and it is waste of time and waste of space for if you perform left operation, because the vacuum cleaner will be there because it is in that location only, because it is self repeated, or else you can consider as a self loop. So if you see carefully in the third location, what happens is, for example, now if you see there, if you want to move towards the next location, that means now the suck operation has been performed in the first location, now it has to be performed in the second location. That means it is performing write operation. So when it is performing write operation, so it enters into fourth state. So when it enters into the fourth state, what happens? Now in the first location there is no dirt and there is no robot, but in the second location the vacuum cleaner is there and also the dirt is there. And if you perform write operation again, simply it will be in that location only. But for example, if you want to perform suck operation, what happens? If you are performing suck operation means it clears the dirt from the second location. So that's why it moves again into the next state. I am just assuming this next state as fifth state. So in fifth state, what happens? As soon as I perform suck operation, so again there is no dirt in this location. Okay, and if you see in the second location, for example, if you see in the second state, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are actually the states, number of states, and if you see into the second state, now the robot is in the second location and the dirt is available in both the location. Now for example, instead of performing the clean operation on the first location, I have to start the clean operation from the second state onwards. Okay, from the second location onwards, that means I perform suck operation. So what happens? If you see this state, which I just term this as sixth state, this is just for our understanding purpose, so I just make as a sixth state. So if you see in the sixth state that the robot or the vacuum cleaner has cleaned the second location, but the dirt is available in the first location. Now again, if you perform write operation, what happens? It will be in that state only. Even if you perform suck operation also, but because it is already cleared, still if you perform, it won't have any impact. But for example, if I want to move this vacuum cleaner into the first location, so I have to perform the left operation. So if I am performing the left operation, then it is moving into the, just I am using the term as seventh state. If you see in the seventh state, the robot is there. The robot is there in the first location. The vacuum cleaner is there in the first location where also the dirt is available. Now what I need to do is I need to clean this location. So when I am performing the suck operation in the seventh state at the first location, so it reaches to eighth state. So if you see the eighth state, in eighth state, now the dirt is not available either in the location 1 or either in the location 2. If you perform left or if you perform suck, it will be the same, and if you perform right again, it will enter into the fifth state. So in this way, this is how the maximum number of nodes which are available are the maximum number of states. Okay, and this is how maximum number of states which are available for this one in the vacuum cleaner world. So ultimately, either in the fifth state or else if you see in the eighth state, you will find the goal test as successful. That means in eighth state or fifth state, there is no dirt available. That means here I have reached to my goal. So this is how something which this is called as state space graph. What it is called as state space graph. Why this is state space graph? Because here you are giving maximum number of states. So the maximum number of states for vacuum cleaner for 2 locations is 8. Okay, so if you count this, there are total number of states are 8. So this type of state, because I have discussed you in the previous class that there are two types of test will be there, that is explicit test or implicit test. Even in that one which I said you that, yeah, state space, I said you that transition implicitly define the state space. So here, so I said you implicit test is no dirt. That means I said you that there are two types, implicit and explicit. So this is an example of implicit state space graph. Why it is called as implicit? Because in implicit, all the maximum possible outcomes, all the maximum number of states will be provided in the state space. So such kind of state space are called as implicit state space. But if the maximum number of states are very much, like in the case of this one, if you say in the 8 puzzle problem, you may have this many number of states. Okay, you may have this many number of states. So it is very difficult for us to state all of this kind of states. So the such states are of explicit states. Explicit states means you have to, that means naturally when you start working with the first state, you have to work on the next state and so on until it reaches to the goal state. So you are not specifying all of the other states, you are just specifying the states which are helpful in order to reach the goal state. But here in this state space graph, I am specifying the maximum number of state space. So that's why this is called as implicit and that was as explicit. That's the difference between implicit and explicit state space. Okay. So if you now will move on towards the next concept, that is 8 queens. So if you see 8 queens, what is the problem here is, consider a chessboard, right? So I'm just referring Q as means one of the queen. Okay. So 8 queen problem is something like you have to take 8 number of queens as 8 in the chessboard in such a way that for example, if I am taking this queen, this is in the first row. Okay. So now in this first row, no other queens should be there. Once if I have taken Q here, there is no other queen should be there in this row. And the second condition is, if I have taken this queen in this particular location, so for example in this location, so this is my column. So in this column there should not be any other queen should be there. That means horizontally and vertically, or else you can also consider as in row wise or in column wise, there should not be any queen also. Also in terms of diagonal way also. So if I am taking in this way, for example this is Q, so here also there should not be any queen, or else in this way also. That means if you consider this diagonal, till here, so neither horizontally, neither vertically, neither diagonally, from both the side there should not be any queen. So you can observe this, you can find that in all other queens also it has been arranged. This is just a solution has been given here. But here first we need to design the problem on that. Okay. So if you see this queen, for example if you see this queen, if you see this queen, you can find that if you see in the column wise or in row wise or in diagonal wise, you don't have any queens here. So similarly, you have to arrange all other queens such that all 8 queens should be there on the chessboard in any of the 64 location in such a way that it should not violate the rules. These are the rules, these are the actions, these are the conditions which are to be applied, that it should not violate horizontally, it should not violate vertically, it should not violate diagonally also. So this is something like incremental formation. Incremental formulation means here, at one step you cannot get all the 8 queens. First you have to take an empty chessboard. Then again you have to take the first queen. You have to arrange a queen on any of the 64th location. Okay. If you see this possible sequences, why these are number of possible sequences is, if you see this point, for example, if the chessboard is an empty one, let us assume the chessboard is an empty one. For the first queen, if you are taking on the chessboard, there are 64 locations are available. That means you can take any one of the location from the given 64 location. So that's why the first one is 64. But for the second queen, if you are taking, anyhow you have taken one queen, let us, if you have taken this queen, now if you want to take the second queen, I have to now, if you leave this location, now how many locations are available? 63 locations are available. So you can have maximum number of sequences which have to be there is, for the second queen is 63, into, if 2 queens are there again, so 2 locations are reserved, that means 64 minus 2 is 62. So that for the second, third queen, 62 locations are available. So on up to, if you see now, for the 8th queen, 57 locations are freely available in order to arrange that particular queen. So if you multiply all of these sequences, are the possible sequences, you will get this value. Okay. So these are just a maximum number of possible sequences, and this maximum number of possible sequences are provided without it can violate the the rules also, because here, for example, if you are taking for the first time 64, it's okay, but for the second time, if you see, for example, if you taken this first cube, this is for first cube, now you cannot have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, and again if you see 15 16 17 18 19 20 21, so 21 locations. For the next time, in the 21 locations you are violating the rule of 8 queens. So that's why, so 63 are actually the possible space available, but in the 21 places you cannot take that second queen. So if you take so that's why, if you see, 63 is actually the possible number of sequences, maximum number of sequences. So if I am taking 21 sequences, I shouldn't take, that means, so if you take 63 minus 21, it is 42, right? So only 42 sequences are available where successfully you can take. 63 means 63 location for the second queen is available, means you can violate in all the 63. Okay. For example, if you take this first queen, if I am taking the second queen, let us assume if I am taking the second, here if I am taking, so here it violates the property. Okay, here it violates the property. Also, if I take here, so here also it violates. But so all these 21 sequences I have to consider in order to formulate that one. So that is how we need to think while you are discussing the solution for the given problem. So this is just to understand that how a sequence has to be taken, how the 8 queens should be taken. So that's why it is incremental formulation. Incremental formulation means step by step you have to allocate all the 8 queens in such a way that it shouldn't violate the property of 8 queens. So now this is regarding 8 queens. Now the next is solving 8 puzzle problem. See, as I have already discussed you that how is an 8 puzzle problem, right? We have a start state, goal state, and we are performing only 4 directions. It is moving left, right, up and down. So now if you see this, first we need to understand the rules of puzzle, how to solve a puzzle, that is 8 puzzle problem. So the puzzle can be solved by moving the tiles one by one, as I said you. That means one tile should be a single empty and the other tile should be an integer tile. Then only you can perform the sliding between both of them. So in that sense you need to achieve the goal state. So if you consider the rules, so instead of moving the tiles in the empty space, we can visualize that how it is moving. So as I said you that it moves in 4 directions, up, down, right and left. And the empty state cannot move diagonally. This is very important because in 8 queens it considers diagonal also, but in 8 puzzle problem you cannot move the empty tile diagonally. Only you can move vertically and horizontally. And only you can move 1 step at a time. You cannot move more than 1 step at a time. That means in each step only you can move 1 step. So consider for example, as it is 8 puzzles, so there are 3 by 3 matrix. So I just want to show you that if a tile, it is there in this location, so 0, 0 which will be represented at the adjacent here. So this 0 is there, this 0 is there, okay, this 0 is there and this 0 is also there. So these are what the adjacent. So there is some constraint here. 0 position can move only in 2 directions. Okay, why they can move in 2 directions? Because if you consider this case, first 0, if you consider this case, you can move either in down direction, either you can move in right in direction, right? You cannot move any other direction. You cannot move in up direction or in left direction. Similarly, if you see 0 in this case, you can move either in left direction or either in down direction. If this 0 if you take. Similarly, if you take this 0, you can only move in 2 directions, either in left, either in up direction. And similarly, if you take this one, it can either move in up direction, either in right in direction. So at a time, only it can move any one of the 2 directions. But if you consider x, if you consider this x now, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. So how many x are there? 4 x are there. These are what the positions where you can move only in 3 direction. You cannot move all in 4 in direction. Let us you take, if for example, if I am taking this x now, if you take this x, you can move either in left, either in right or either in down in direction. You cannot move this x in up direction. Similarly, if you take this x, you can move either in left in direction or right in direction or either in up direction. You cannot move this x in down direction. That's why remaining x also in that way only. So x positions are always that can only move in 3 in 3 positions, 3 moves, 3 directions. Whereas only one position is there, which is I have represented it as hash. The middle one. So this hash is a position where you can move either in up, down, either in left or right. So all 4 direction is possible for only one position. So that's why we need to understand all of this while you need to solve 8 puzzle problem. Because here you are solving a problem here. We know we have designed a problem, now we need to solve the problem. So for solving a problem, there are 2 ways basically. So the first way is uninformed search. Okay. The first way is uninformed search. Uninformed search is also called as blind search. Blind search, and another search method is also called as heuristic search. Heuristic search is informed search. So this heuristic search or informed search we are not discussing right now. We will be discussing in the next few coming classes about heuristic search. So heuristic search is something uninformed search, but uninformed search is blind search. Blind search, why it is called as blind search? Because we don't know that the search doesn't know that what it is performing. But ultimately it tries to give you an output of the given problem. So you can perform, there are various techniques on which you can perform uninformed search, but basically in order to solve this 8 puzzle problem, we are using 2 techniques. The first is BFS, breadth first search, and the second is DFS, depth first search. So I think you have already learned this concept in data structures, that how a breadth first search or depth first search works here. Okay, if you see in breadth first search, you are visiting all of the adjacent nodes of a particular node, that is your root node, and DFS means you are not visiting all of the adjacent nodes, you are visiting you are forming an hierarchy, and you are going to the next node on that one. So here this slide is something where I am explaining you BFS concept. Okay, so here it is we are solving a problem of 8 puzzle through breadth first search. So if you see this node, basically this is what your start node, or you can call as initial node. Okay, so now if you see that there are 8 tiles, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th location is your empty tile, 4, 6, 7, 5, 8, and the desired is this one. Actually this is your goal node, that is how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is what your empty tile, this is your goal node. So assume in this way. Now start node is there, so now an empty tile is in this one location. So as I said you, if like here x is there, consider this x position. X position means how many moves I should take? 3 moves. So if I am taking 3 moves, so I have to take 3 moves. What are the 3 moves I should take? I can take either the empty tile in right in direction, up in direction, or down in direction, right? So that's why this is how I am forming a tree. This is how a tree has been established based on the start node, based on the initial node. So that's why there are 3 leaf nodes. There are 3 branch nodes of the given start node. So that's why I have taken the 3 child nodes that are right, up, and down. If you go towards right move, what happens toward right moves means this 4 will come here and this empty tile will come here, right? And for example, if you are moving in up in direction, so now 1 will come here and this will go here, in this way. Now down in direction means here 7 and empty tile. Okay. Now if you go with this one, see, I said you there are multiple number of possible states are there, but we are just discussing only the sum of the nodes by which you are achieving our task. So if you see this one, now in this one, if you observe carefully, this is the location like hash location. So hash location means how many positions are there? 4 moves. So that's why you can move down, left, right or up. So it is moving in that direction. So first is down means 5 is coming here, empty tile is going here, and again it is moving towards left side, to moving towards right side and moving towards up side. So that's why the maximum possibilities can be, maximum child nodes for the given node will be how much? 4 nodes. Similarly, if you go to the next child, now if you see this position, so this position is of this position 0. So 0 means how many moves I have to should take? 2. So 2 means that's why it is moving only 2 nodes. Okay. So in this way, that's why only 2 moves are there, and here down also is there. So down means again this one 0. 0 means here again there are 2 moves. So that's why here again it is taking only 2 moves. 2 moves means you can move either in up direction, either you can move in right direction. So that's why you are taking, but you are considering only this path because you are going breadth first search. You are not going depth first search, right? So breadth first search means you have to visit the child. So all the childs of the given node. So this is your start node. So there are 3 childs are there. So right move, up move, down move. Now I am using one of the child and I am visiting all of the childs of the right move, that is this one. So there are 4 childs of the given nodes. That's why you can see down, left, right and up. Again, if I used to consider this down move, now I am visiting how many childs are there for this location. This is what your x. So here x means here how much it will be. Again I said you that it is 3. Okay. So now you can move this either in this direction, you can move either in this direction, either you can move in up direction. But this up direction is already been taken. For example, like 5 is there, okay. 5, if I want to move in down in direction, right. So now this empty means already this has been completed. This part has been completed. So I ultimately achieve that one. That's why I am just taking only 2 nodes. So finally, if I take a right direction, so that means 8 will come here and empty will, this is what your empty tile. So now this is how your goal node has been achieved. So it's not simple that you may get only in 3 steps or 4 steps, you may require any number of steps are there. That's why it is something an explicit way of representation. That means it is how something you have to formulate that one. Like it is incremental formulation. Okay. Incremental means as and when you are reaching to the next step, you will be come to know that how many number of steps further you may require in order to get the goal node or the desired node. So this is just a problem which has been solved, that is your 8 puzzle problem using BFS. So the same problem you can also solve using depth first search as well. Okay. If you go in depth first search, the technique will be different here. Okay, you should not visit all of the nodes, you have to select only one path, and based on that path you have to search for the given goal node. So in that way you are able to solve the 8 puzzle problem. Okay. So this is regarding 8 puzzle problem. Well, in the next class we'll see the next few concepts on this one. Okay, so for this today's class I'll end this session. Thank you.